Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. The development of porcelain is an important part of the history of the Chinese nation. The achievements of the Chinese people in science and technology, as well as their pursuit of beauty, are often embodied through the art of ceramics, which has formed unique technical and artistic styles in different eras. Porcelain is not only a valuable cultural heritage for all of humanity, but also a brilliant chapter in the history of human civilization. According to relevant historians, from the Xia and Shang dynasties to the late Eastern Han period, was the first stage in the development of ancient Chinese porcelain. Due to the relatively simple craftsmanship and lower quality of porcelain during this period, it is often referred to as primitive porcelain. The shapes of porcelain in this period were mostly modeled after pottery or bronze ware, with simple decorations, often featuring geometric patterns such as woven, grid, cord, and wave patterns. During the Shang and Western Zhou periods, porcelain was mostly handmade, with irregular shapes. By the Spring and Autumn and Warring States periods, wheel-thrown pottery techniques began to spread. Although the shapes of the porcelain became more complex, their forms changed little, maintaining a certain degree of regularity. Due to the impact of the wars of territorial consolidation in the late Warring States period, the quantity of porcelain in the Qing and Western Han periods was small, and the quality was not high. Some scholars refer to them as hard-glazed pottery or high-temperature glazed pottery. It wasn't until the late Eastern Han period that the kilns in areas such as Shangyu, Cixi, and Ningbo in Zhejiang gradually emerged from their low point, entering a mature stage and producing high-quality celadon. During the Three Kingdoms, Jin, and Northern and Southern Dynasties periods, the Yu kilns in areas such as Shangyu, Cixi, and Yuyao in Zhejiang became the center of porcelain production. At this time, celadon was the main type of porcelain, with a wide variety of shapes, and it was commonly used in daily life. Common porcelain items included utensils for daily use, bowls, teapots, etc., stationery, inkstones, ink droppers, etc. Hygiene items, tiger-shaped incense holders, aromatic burners, etc., lighting devices, candlesticks, lamps, etc., and burial items, granary jars, porcelain figurines, etc. Animal shapes were particularly prominent during the Three Kingdoms and Western Jin periods, such as beast-shaped vessels, eagle teapots, frog-shaped water basins, and sheep-shaped vessels. The animal shapes were delicate and vividly showcasing the perfect combination of porcelain sculpture and everyday items. These lively animal forms not only added a sense of luxury to the porcelain, but also reflected the superb shaping techniques of porcelain during this period. In the Eastern Jin and Southern Dynasties periods, the variety and styling of porcelain shapes underwent significant changes. The large number of burial items that had been produced in earlier periods gradually declined, while the number of practical daily items such as bowls, plates, and teapots increased significantly. Animal shapes on porcelain also became simpler, especially in the Southern Dynasties period, when animal imagery nearly disappeared. Porcelain gradually freed itself from the influence of bronze and lacquerware, tending towards a simpler and more practical style. In terms of decoration, during the Eastern Jin period, simple brown dot painting replaced the complex patterns from the Three Kingdoms and Western Jin periods. With the spread of Buddhism, lotus petal patterns gradually became a popular decorative motif on porcelain during the Northern and Southern Dynasties. During the Sui, Tang, and Five Dynasties periods, the Southern celadon industry experienced long-term development, with continuous technological improvements, reaching the peak of celadon production. Lu Yu, in his Jiaqing, the classic of tea, mentioned the tea bowls produced by major kilns, stating, "The bowls from Yuezhou are the best, followed by Dingzhou, Wuzhou, Yuezhou, Shouzhou, and Hongzhou." This indicates that kiln celadon was of the highest quality. While among the 5 other kilns, except for Dingzhou kiln, the rest were all southern celadon kilns, reflecting the scale and level of the southern porcelain industry. At the same time, the northern porcelain industry also developed rapidly, especially the production of white porcelain, which surpassed southern celadon in terms of quality, breaking the dominance of southern celadon that had lasted since the 3 kingdoms, Jin, and northern and southern dynasties periods, and gradually forming the southern celadon, northern white pattern in porcelain production. Southern celadon refers to the celadon from the kiln in Zhejiang, while northern white refers to the white porcelain from the Qing kiln in Hebei. In addition to celadon and white porcelain, during the Tang dynasty, other types of porcelain emerged, including black glazed porcelain, yellow glazed porcelain, flower glazed porcelain, painted porcelain, and jumbled clay porcelain, forming a colorful and diverse porcelain production scene. In the early Tang period, the celadon from kiln retained the style of the Sui period, with larger shapes, slightly rough and heavy forms, and a coarse and loose body. The glaze was yellowish-green and prone to peeling. However, during the late Tang to the 5 dynasties period, the celadon from kiln reached its most brilliant phase. The celadon from this period had a delicate body, a bright and clear green glaze, and a smooth, jade-like texture. The craftsmanship significantly improved, and the shapes of the porcelain evolved from the influence of the northern and southern dynasties and Sui periods, forming a more rounded, full, and elegant style. Whether large or small, the shapes were delicate yet bold, simple yet varied. Especially distinctive in kiln celadon were the shapes imitating gold and silverware, showcasing the perfect integration of technical skill and artistry. The ancient Chinese porcelain industry entered a more prosperous phase during the Song, Liao, and Jin dynasties. At this time, porcelain kiln sites were spread across the country, and the traditional production centers no longer existed. In their place were the diversified 8 major kiln systems, and the 5 famous kilns. These included the Longquan kiln system, Jian kiln system, Qingbai porcelain kiln system, and kiln system in the Yangtze River Basin, as well as the Yaozhou kiln system, Cizhou kiln system, Ding kiln system, and Jun kiln system in the Yellow River Basin. The production of porcelain flourished everywhere, with a rich variety of styles and types. In terms of glaze colors, celadon and white porcelain continued to thrive, while painted porcelain gradually moved away from the influence of celadon glaze. New porcelain was successfully developed with a white base and black floral designs applied over a transparent glaze. This laid a solid foundation for the emergence of blue and white porcelain and underglaze red during the Yuan dynasty. Regarding decorative techniques, during the Sui, Tang, and 5 dynasties periods, the aesthetic concept based on glaze colors evolved into more comprehensive developments in both body and painted decorations. Various techniques such as carving, printing, and painting were applied, making porcelain decoration increasingly rich and diverse, leading to a flourishing of styles. Additionally, the official kilns made their debut during this period, especially the Southern Song official kiln. Scientific excavations of its kiln sites have revealed the earliest examples of Chinese official kilns, although the kiln sites of the Northern Song official kilns have not yet been discovered. We can still learn about the production techniques and characteristics of porcelain from this period through the study of unearthed artifacts. As for the characteristics of the major famous kilns, first, the Longquan kiln, located in Longquan County, Zhejiang Province, is one of the most famous celadon kilns in Chinese history. It began production in the early Northern Song period, peaked during the mid to late Southern Song period, and continued to thrive into the early Ming period. Longquan celadon is known for its beautiful glaze colors, particularly the powdery green and plum green hues, which are fresh, elegant, and resemble jade in beauty. Especially during the mid to late Southern Song period, the decoration on Longquan celadon was very simple. often using only a small amount of lotus petal carvings, focusing on the aesthetic beauty of the glaze itself. In addition to daily use items, there were also many porcelain wares shaped like bronze or jade artifacts, such as tripod stoves and tsong-shaped vases, showcasing a unique artistic style. Second, the Yaozhou kiln, located in Yaozhou district, Shaanxi province, was established during the Tang dynasty and flourished during the Northern Song period. Yaozhou celadon is most famous for its olive green glaze, which has a bright, mirror-like surface with high transparency, giving it a clear and bright appearance. During the Northern Song period, Yaozhou kiln's carving technique reached its peak. The delicate carvings complemented the high transparency of the glaze, creating a unique style for Yaozhou celadon. During the Qing dynasty, the kiln also produced moon-white glazed porcelain, which presented a pale white with a hint of green, smooth and thick, contrasting sharply with the olive green glaze of the Northern Song period. Third, the Ding kiln, located in Ziyang County, Hebei Province, was the only famous white porcelain kiln of the Song and Qing dynasties, and it had a far-reaching influence. Ding kiln's white porcelain is renowned for its pure, jade-like glaze, particularly during the mid to late Northern Song period, when the porcelain exhibited an ivory-white tone, soft and warm, resembling the skin tone of Eastern people. Common decorative techniques on Ding porcelain include light carving, with simple and flowing lines, making it particularly well suited to match its warm and smooth glaze. The kiln's method of covering the edge of the foot ring during firing also made the porcelain more refined, making it a representative art form of the time. Fourth, the Cizhou kiln, located in Handan City, Hebei Province, is known for its white ground black painted porcelain, which originated in the late Northern Song period and reached its peak during the Jin and Yuan periods. Cizhou porcelain is renowned for its unique decorative style, with smooth, white glazed surfaces often decorated with black painted designs, including motifs of flowers, birds, and people, full of lively folk atmosphere. Particularly notable are the children's play patterns, depicting scenes of children at play, such as spinning tops, flying kites, and fishing, which are full of life. The poetic decorations on Cizhou porcelain also reflect the literary art of the Song and Yuan periods, showcasing the values and aesthetic tastes of society at the time. According to historical records, during the Yuan, Ming, and Qing dynasties, many new types of painted porcelain emerged in China, such as underglaze red, doucai, wucai, famille rose, and famille verte. In the Yuan dynasty, Chinese porcelain entered a colorful era, marking the golden age of painted porcelain. The unification of the country and social stability provided a favorable environment for the development of handicrafts. The government also introduced many measures to support the porcelain industry, such as exempting skilled artisans from menial labor and allowing hereditary positions for craftsmen. Against this backdrop, blue and white porcelain from Jingdezhen rose rapidly and became a world-renowned porcelain brand. The characteristic of Yuan dynasty blue and white porcelain lies in its bold innovation in shape and color. Blue and white porcelain was predominantly large in size, such as large plates and bowls, with diameters reaching 40 to 58 centimeters. Vases, jars, and teapots were also imposing, showcasing the robust and vigorous style of the Mongol ethnicity. The cobalt used for blue and white porcelain came from Persia, and the colors were deep and intense, giving a sense of tranquility and mystery. The decorative patterns on the porcelain included plants, animals, people, and geometric shapes, arranged in a balanced and intricate manner without appearing chaotic. The painting techniques of Yuan dynasty blue and white porcelain also reached a high level. During this period, the decoration of ancient Chinese porcelain shifted from heavy glaze color to bold painting, laying the foundation for later porcelain art. In the Ming dynasty, porcelain production in Jingdezhen further developed, and porcelain craftsmanship gradually matured. Particularly during the Yongle and Xuande periods, blue and white porcelain reached new heights. With the development of maritime trade, Jing Dezhen introduced high-quality cobalt from the Islamic region, enhancing the color depth and stability of blue and white porcelain. The blue and white porcelain from the Yongle and Xuande periods featured floral, bird, and auspicious fruit patterns, with a fresher decorative style compared to the Yuan dynasty, evoking a comfortable and natural feeling. As a result, this period is known as the Golden Age of ancient Chinese blue and white porcelain. In the mid-Ming dynasty, during the Chenghua period, blue and white porcelain took on a unique style. Chenghua blue and white porcelain used cobalt from Peitang in Leping County, Jiangxi, which produced a fresh and elegant tone. The patterns were simple and bright, often featuring floral and bird designs. The porcelain was delicate and exquisite, offering a relaxed and enjoyable artistic experience. Additionally, during this period, Dotsai porcelain was successfully fired. The process of making Dotsai porcelain involved outlining patterns on the porcelain body with cobalt, followed by painting with other colors and firing at a lower temperature. Due to the complexity of this technique, Dotsai porcelain became a valuable collector's item. Regarding the development of Qing dynasty porcelain, the reigns of the Kangxi, Yongzheng, and Qianlong emperors represented the peak of Jing Dezhen porcelain production. Although the porcelain industry declined after the Qianlong period, the porcelain produced during the Kangxi, Yongzheng, and Qianlong reigns reached artistic and technical heights. During the Kangxi period, famille rose and famille verte porcelain emerged, becoming iconic types of porcelain of this era. According to experts, the production process for famille verte porcelain was quite unique. First, the porcelain body was fired at the official kilns in Jing Dezhen. Then palace painters applied enamel colors, and finally, the porcelain was fired at a low-temperature kiln in the palace. This process made famille verte porcelain one of the most royal porcelain types, expensive and highly sought after by collectors. It is also worth mentioning that the production process of famille rose porcelain developed during the Kangxi period. This type of porcelain was characterized by a special glass-white base, on which other colors were painted. Famille rose porcelain had soft and delicate tones, contrasting sharply with the bright hues of Wutsai porcelain. In particular, during the Yongzheng period, the technique of famille rose porcelain became even more refined. The delicate floral and bird paintings, along with the gradual color transitions, left people in awe. Therefore, the brilliance of ancient Chinese porcelain is not only reflected in its exquisite craftsmanship and rich colors but also in the extraordinary wisdom and creativity of the ancient artisans. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.